You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Welcome back to We Are the Hansons. Today we're answering the question everyone seems to wonder when they hear we have a house full of kids. Do we ever get any peace and quiet? Spoiler alert, not really. But it's not as chaotic as you may think most of the time. So,
I don't know about that. I'm not quite sure if that's the truth or not. It's kind of weird. I'm sitting here. I'm in the, what would you call this, operator 2 seat?
Yep.
And you're in the throne.
The king's spot.
No, it's the king and queen spot. But, you know, I'm usually not over here. I'm usually running the board and stuff. So I'm watching you do it. And it's kind of nice, to be honest with you.
So a little bit of the background in our home is it's chaotic. We have a lot of kids friends over. It's crazy.
I think we have the house that all the kids want to come to.
Yeah, we definitely have that.
Because of my physical ailments, when I can work, I work. I work as much as I can during that time because I never know. So I the other day I go out and I'm working and I come home and you decided that there is going to be a little girl sleepover party.
Slumber party, yeah.
Yeah, and I was looking forward to coming home, throwing on a TV show. Well, whoever says that little boys are more rambunctious than little girls lied.
I don't know about that.
100% truth.
Well, needless to say, our house is like a theme park. It's loud, screaming.
Yeah, I really do enjoy the couple minutes a year we get with peace and quiet.
Yes, for sure. We don't get that very often unless we go out, but.
Yeah, we kind of chose that. We have had moments where, and not very many, but we've had moments where the kids are, like that one time they were at Bible Camp Youth Group.
Yep.
For one night. And we sat there and you could have heard a pin drop in the house. And it was so weird. It wasn't relaxing because it was too relaxing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, we were kind of twiddling our thumbs trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, so we went to Walmart and walked around.
Yes, and even making dinner that night was weird because you make for an army and then you try and make for two people.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. And then, but even like last Sunday, you're like, can't you just take a break for 1 minute? And I feel weird about it. I don't know.
He just goes and goes and goes. And it's like, sit down.
And I don't know, when you're forced to sit down, you don't want to take for granted the time that you can do whatever you want. And, I don't know if I'd want a super quiet house all the time. I really don't know if I'd want that.
Yeah, it's almost like, I don't know, when all the kids are here, it's fun. There's so much happening that it's actually fun to be at home. And then when they're all gone, it's like we're bored. So I don't know what we're going to do when they all move out.
Well, it's like tonight. I sat down, and I'm battered and bruised because you're a slave driver. And
Battered and bruised.
I'm like tired. And I just sit down and I just, how you just kind of rub your butt in your spot and your whole body just kind of melts into where you sit. So I'm sitting there and my daughter comes up and she had spent all day making me a bracelet. Well, the bracelet was too small. So I sat there for 20 minutes while she figured out, she's 7, and she figured out how to finally go get mom to figure out how to put that on. But that's pretty much how things go in this house.
I have to say, even with the older kids gone and the 2 little ones here, it tends to be quiet as long as they don't have a friend over.
Well, it's actually like 3 little ones. And then our 17-year-old is gone here. Gone.
When Maddie's with Gavin.
Yeah.
And just the 2 little ones are here. They're really quiet. They're easy. They watch TV.
Not really. They're not. They did, but now it's springtime. So if you've noticed, every single time they can be outside, they want to go outside.
Yeah, they do.
When we go to do podcasts, our podcast room is in our bedroom. Our office is in our bedroom. So we got a window right next to where our podcast is. And when the kids go out there, it's like a mountain people. All the kids come out and they're running in the backyards. You can't even do a podcast because it picks everything up there. Even with the noise gate, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So, the kids are like wild animals. When they go outside, it's loud. When they come back in, it's loud. And then you add more wild animals when all their friends come over.
And we really don't have a lot of kids on our street, but we have kids that flock to our street because of the other kids that are on our street.
Well, that and for like 3 streets over, they now know our house.
Yeah.
It's where the kids hang out. It's where you can have popcorn. It's where you can watch some movies. It's where you can play Ghosts in the Graveyard. They play soccer out back. They play every sort of imaginary tag there is. Like
volleyball.
Yeah. They're always doing something. And then our neighbor is a youth pastor. So he's out constantly running around with the kids and doing stuff. And I don't know. I think that it's like a kid's haven over here.
I don't know where he gets his energy because I could not run like that 24/7.
No, it's inspiring. This kid, he's got to be 25, 26. Really good, man. Really good. I call him a kid just because he's so young. But that guy can run with the kids for hours. I just couldn't do it anymore.
And he keeps them entertained.
Right. I think the main thing about having, a little bit of peace and quiet is like your self-care is when you've had a rough day. I know when you come to bed, you're going to take a really hot bath. That's what you do. You go in there and you relax because the kids are sleeping and that's what you do.
Yes. I love taking a hot bath when it's quiet.
And for me, I go outside and take a walk.
Yeah.
I just
or
go
sit
outside.
on the back porch.
Yeah, or go on the back. Something, but that's like my time. It used to be, and I know this is going to sound like an oxymoron, but I used to go out and mow. And, we had great big yards in a couple of our places, and I would mow and I would just think. And that was my peace and quiet time, mowing.
His peace and quiet time is more like he'll just sit there and you'll try and talk to him and he's like spaced out into no man's land.
Well, it's because I've got important conversations going on in my head.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's what it is. But I think that peace and quiet, although it is great, I think that peace and quiet is overrated. And I think I'm going to get all the sleep and peace and quiet I need when I'm dead.
Yeah. I like our house being noisy. I think that once in a great while, it's nice to just go out and have dinner with just us. But I don't know how we're going to do it when the kids are gone.
That country song, it says, "You're going to miss this."
Yeah.
I already miss it. I mean, we still got kids here, and just some of the personalities and things of the older kids, and then they leave. And, you read depressing stuff like the average child, after they leave home, comes and visits home 40 times.
I think I just did a show on this, them coming home and visiting when they grow up and move out.
Right. And I think that you really got to focus on the things that are important, like having those conversations and actually watching them grow and watching them learn. Like our youngest now is 7, and it still seems to me like she's 2, she's 3, and time just flies by. And until you get up there in age a little bit, you really don't notice and don't understand how fast your life flies by. So, yeah, sometimes it's nice to have some peace and quiet, but most of the time, I think I want laughter. I want the pitter patter of feet running around. I want the occasional argument about whose pillow. I want those things because that's life. That's reality, living in a large family. And I chose this life. This is exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, and it's like, even when we go on like trips in the car, it sounds just like our house because it's loud and crazy in the car. So unless the kids are sleeping, there's no peace and quiet on our car rides either.
Facts.
I mean, most of the time they're stuffing their face with crackers or something, or they're bickering.
I think the quietest time we get is if we have a movie night and everybody sits down, they're eating popcorn, drinking Kool-Aid, whatever, and they actually get into a movie, because YouTube in our house has destroyed kids' movie night and Disney and Pixar, because our kids like to watch this weird YouTube stuff that really doesn't have a point.
It's like Barbies, little girls playing with their Barbies on camera.
Little girls trying out new toys, little girls trying on new dresses. I mean, just this type of thing. Adley. What are some of the other ones?
I don't know. Some of them are just of Barbies that are talking in Barbie voices, and it's a little kid making a move. And
right. We're pretty good about praying, and that's like 20 seconds of peace and quiet. Because if somebody bows their head in our house, you just shut up. That's the way that I was raised. That's the way that they're raised. So we do get that. In the morning, if you get up early enough, you can beat everybody, and then you have quiet time.
Yeah. And I think like we have 3 girls in one bedroom, and so they tend to fight a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Anytime you put little girls in the same area, I think they're learning to cope with disagreements as they get older, because I have seen some of the dumbest fights, but that's another show. The dumbest fights that we've ever seen with our kids. I've literally seen my 2 little ones argue because one said the dress they put on their baby was ugly.
Yeah.
And they'll fight about something like that.
Yep, they sure do. But
yeah, I mean, that's it for quiet time.
Yeah.
Not at We Are the Hansons, I promise you that.
For sure.
So if you have a story about this, we'd love to get some stories and interactions with other families. Tell them where they can find you at. Tell them where they can email you at.
You can send us an email at wearethehansonsshow@gmail.com, or you can message us on our Facebook, We Are the Hansons, and we will try and get back to everybody who sends us a message.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for listening. This has been We Are the Hansons.
Have a great day.